particular stood out for its excellence, its powerful message, and its poignancy. Reese Fischer is a 10th grade creative writing major. She's been in our program since the 6th grade. She's a national award-winning writer and will this June attend a special ceremony in Carnegie Hall in New York City for a piece of fiction she submitted to the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards this past fall. Tonight, I'm very honored to stand up here and introduce her. We're also very honored to have members of Walter Scott's family in attendance tonight. And most importantly, I get to precede one talented writer, followed by two other unbelievably talented writers. And we will start tonight with Reese's memorial poem for Walter Scott, called On the Ground. So ladies and gentlemen, Reese Fischer.
Hi.
Hi.
On the Ground. April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. stands on the balcony of his hotel room in Memphis, his hands resting on the thin black guardrail, deep in thought about how the world is changing, about how he's flipping the B in black to form the P in power, how those words, black and power, are becoming synonymous, one letter, one march at a time. I read that the bullet bounced off his necktie. Coretta Scott King got the call when she returned home from shopping with her eldest daughter. The phone hit linoleum and soon she followed, bringing her head to her knees, her tears leaving dark coffee-colored stains on her pantyhose. Coretta Scott King lost her king April 4th, the humid Memphis air turning the G into nothing but the last bit of sweat on Martin's brow, the end in the eye trailing behind the bullet as it burrowed its way through his jaw. The K landed like thunder as he hit the ground. Coretta Scott was on the ground. Scott was on the ground. April 4th, 2015, Scott was on the ground. You, Walter Scott, were on the ground. You were on your way to a barbecue, headed in the right direction. They stop you for a broken taillight, but you feared the uncovering of the past, of your warranted arrest, and beneath that, a hazy black and white collection of 1960s police brutality. You tried to escape the history creeping up on you, but 5 times you were shot, 1, 2, like a Birmingham bomb, 3, 4, like a high-powered fire hose, 5. And you hit the ground. Scott was on the ground, your life soaking into the dirt behind a pawn shop. The W in Walter flipped upside down for the M in murder. Murder, which starts with M. That cop, his name started with M too. There are 2 consecutive M's in the word immortalized. You are immortalized, dipped in honey gold. You are a symbol. Even face down on the ground, you stand for everything Dr. King stood for. You were on the ground. Scott was on the ground, decorated with flowers and crosses like the one I wore around my neck the next morning, sitting prim in the Easter service, my legs crossed real pretty. I wore orange like a flame. Alleluia, he has risen. You have risen too, Mr. Scott. You have risen. You stand tall beside the Father, next to everyone else who stands for what he stands for. Love thy neighbor as thyself. You stand tall next to those who felt the same shots you did. 1 shot for Emmett Till, who flirted with a white girl. 2 shots for Henry D. and Charles Moore, whose bodies floated down the river to the tune of We Shall Overcome. 3 shots for James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schwerner, who died free men kissing Klan captivity. 4 for Addie Mae Collins, Denise McNair, Cynthia Wesley, and Carol Robertson, who simply sat in church, Birmingham sun shining through stained glass, crosses around their necks, my neck, like the ones on the ground where you were shot. April 4th, 2015, 5th shot for Lincoln, 5th shot for JFK, 5th shot for Medgar Evers, 5th shot for Dr. King. They all hit the ground. So many have hit the ground. When will they ascend ascend to a place where their names are printed in gold, their stories memorialized in marble, a history only our grandmothers had seen. But you are tangible, you are here, you are 5 minutes outside my classroom window, your legacy stuck between teeth, knotted in our throats, you are here, this history is no longer hearsay, you were on the ground, I saw you on the ground. Scott was on the ground.